Good morning, Mom, and good morning, leaders. Our report for today is about sustainability and ethical issue in international trade. First, the role of sustainability in global supply chain. Second is ethical sourcing and corporate social responsibility or CSR. Third is environmental regulations and their impact on trade. A sustainable supply chain is one that uses environmentally and socially sustainable practices at every stage to protect the people and environments across the whole chains. For example, Starbucks coffee supply chains. Starbucks coffee source coffee beans from various countries, including Ethiopia, Colombia, and Brazil. The company integrates sustainability practices to ensure a reliable and ethical supply of coffee. So here are some rules of sustainability in global supply chains. First is engage supplier. Engage supplier with sustainable suppliers that the end products are environmentally friendly. Example, clothing retailer. Engaging a supplier might involve discussion about sourcing sustainable fabric, implementing fair labor practices, and ensuring timely delivery of products to meet the retailer supply chain goals. Next is establishing goals. Establishing goals set measured targets to reduce environmental impact and improve social responsibility. For establishing goal ensures clarity, accountability, and alignment with the organization objectives. Here are the example of establishing goal in supply chains. First is specific. Specific decrease suppliers deliver lead times for raw materials from 10 days to 7 days. Next is measurable. Measurable use supply chain management software to track and compare delivery times monthly. Third is achievable. Achievable collaborate with key suppliers to streamline order processing and logistics. Fourth is relevant. Relevant, this improvement aligns with the organization broader objective to enhance production efficiency. Next is time bound. Achieve the reduction within 6 months. Next is increasing collaboration. Increasing collaboration set measurable target to reduce environmental impact and improve social responsibility. Uh, Here's the action step. This demonstrate how structured action and shared accountability can significantly enhance collaboration between teams. Example, a company wants to improve collaboration between its sales and marketing teams to enhance leads generation and conversion. These actions, the action steps are: first is joint planning sessions. Joint planning session held by weekly meetings where both teams share insight, align on goals, and create an unified strategies. Second, share metrics dashboard. Share metric dashboard implement a tool like HubSpot or Salesforce that provide both teams with access to share performance data. Next is collaboration workshop. Collaboration workshop conduct quarterly workshop to build relationships and develop joint campaigns. And the fourth is feedback loop. Feedback loop establish a process where sales provide feedback on lead quality and marketing adjust campaign accordingly. And the fourth is increasing transparency. Increasing transparency, real-time data can provide in transparency, which is valuable for all stakeholders. For example, in joining planning, work with suppliers and distributors to align on production schedules and demand forecasts. In information sharing, implementing shared database or platforms. And the next is in vendor development programs. They conduct training sessions with suppliers to improve quality and alignment.
Number 6, sustainable procurement. Strategic partnerships between buyers and suppliers are important for achieving environmental performance targets. For example, buying renewable energy. Number 2, using recycled raw materials. Number 3, selecting local suppliers can reduce transport emissions. Number 5 number 4, using other organizations' waste and byproducts is a sustainable procurement practice. Next, sustainable reporting is a way to communicate an organization's sustainability goals and progress to stakeholders, clients, and partners. Next, blockchain technology can provide an immutable record for a product's journey through the supply chain. Number 7, carbon footprinting. So, carbon footprinting supply chains can be responsible for up to 4 times of greenhouse gas emissions of a company's direct operations. Why it is important? A carbon footprint is an environmental indicator that shows human activities impact the climate. The goal is to reduce carbon footprints to avoid a 2 degrees Celsius rise in global temperatures. For example, is transportation, driving a car which emits greenhouse gases from burning gasoline. Next, heating and cooling. Using electricity for heating and cooling an office building. Example is mga aircon, mga ilaw, electric fan, and mga machines that can produce heating and cooling. Next, laundry, washing and drying clothes, which produces about 0.46 tons of carbon dioxide per year. Ethical sourcing and corporate social responsibility or CSR. Ethical sourcing is a key part of corporate social responsibility or CSR and is a way of company to manage their reputation risks. It involves procuring gold and materials from organizations that are ethical and sustainable. For example, of CSR, sustainable sourcing. Sustainable sourcing, Hewlett Packard or HP avoid conflict minerals to produce the risk of supply chain disruptions. Next, collaboration with suppliers. Business can establish with lines of communication and work with suppliers to implement ethical practices. Next, full traceability. Technologies like blockchain, satellite monitoring, and geolocation tracking can help companies trace products and use the data to drive sustainability goals. Next, L'Oreal works with suppliers to promote fair labor practices, respect for human rights, and environmental sustainability. Next, Starbucks launched its first report in 2002 and has used ethical sourcing to fulfill its goal to becoming as well known for its CSR initiatives for its products. Next, donating a portion of profits or income. Financial support is often a direct way to help charities or organizations. Next is ethical sourcing can help the companies. Number one, protect their reputation. Companies can manage the risk associated with their suppliers' potential misconduct on social, environmental, or economic issues. For example, monitor your reputation. Keep an eye on your reputation and how it affects your customers, employees, partners, and investors. Next, reputation management services. Use management services can help you to increase trust and credibility with your audience. Next, invest your cybersecurity. If you manage your customer data, invest cybersecurity measures to protect your brand from potential attacks. Next, be moral. Avoid unethical acts and behaviors to keep and safeguard your online reputation. And last, use mediations. Can use mediation can help you resolve disputes efficiently and privately, which can protect your reputation. And that's all. Thank you.
Environment for ensuring supplies pay for wage. Example, to ensure that supplies pay for wage, businesses need to carefully manage their costs and revenue, effectively manage and that their revenue is sufficient to cover wages and other operating expenses, employee productivity to maximize output per worker. This can be achieved through training, processes optimi- optimization, or implementing technology. Number 5, ensuring supplies respect workers' rights is crucial for ethical and sustainable business practices. For example, is auditing supplies regularly auditing supplies to assess their compliance with labor standards, including working condition, wage and freedom for association. For example, a clothing brand might conduct independent audits for factories in their supply chain to verify achieved to fair labor practices.
Number 3, environmental regulations can impact on trade. Environmental regulations impact trade in several ways as they influence the production, pricing, and competitiveness of goods and services in international markets. These regulations aim at protecting the environment and promoting sustainable development. Environmental regulations can impact trade in a number of ways, including increased production costs. Stricter environmental regulations require businesses to adopt cleaner technologies, manage waste better, or reduce emission. This often increases production costs due to the need for new equipment, trainings, and compliance measures. Like for example, the EU's emissions trading system requires companies to pay for carbon emissions. Energy-intensive industries like steel and cement face higher costs, making their products more expensive in global markets. Next is reduce comparative advantage. Refers to a country's ability to produce goods at a lower cost than others. Environmental regulations can erode this advantage for countries and or industries that rely on inexpensive but environmentally harmful practices. Like for example, the in agriculture, no, some developing countries may lose their cost advantage if regulations requires sustainable farming practices like limiting pesticide use or reducing water consumption. So the next is stimulated technological innovation. environmental regulations often push businesses to innovate and develop cleaner, more efficient technologies. While this can initially increase costs, it may lead to long-term advantage by opening up new markets for eco-friendly products. Like for example, Japan is strict fuel efficiency standards forced the development of hybrid cars like the Toyota Prius, which became a global success and helped establish Japan as a leader in green automotive technology. So the next is trade barriers. Trade barriers can environmental regulations can act as non-tariff barriers, restricting imports that don't meet specific standards. These barriers may protect domestic industries but can also limit trade opportunity for countries unable to comply. Like for example, like for example, uh, the EU bans imports of agricultural products containing certain pesticide or genetically modified organism. So this creates challenges for exporters from countries with less stringent regulation. So the next is WTO rules. WTO rules, or the World Trade Organizations, set rules to ensure environmental regulations don't become disguised protectionism. Countries must balance their environmental goals with trade commitments, and disputes can arise if regulations are seen as unfairly restrictive. So like the example the tuna dolphins disputes between the US and Mexico. The US banned Mexican tuna imports due to concern over dolphin safety during fishing. So Mexico argued this violated WTO rules, leading to a legal battle over whether the environmental regulation was a trade barriers. That's all. Thank you.